In the year 2247, humanity had stretched its fingers deep into the cosmos, colonizing and establishing diplomatic ties with various alien civilizations throughout the galaxy. One such encounter was with the Thalaxians, a species known for their peculiar cultural practices and enigmatic biological features. Captain Sarah Chen of the Starship Endeavour was on a routine exploration mission on the fringes of the Orion Arm when her crew detected an unknown spacecraft drifting listlessly through space. The ship's design was unmistakably Thalaxian, a sleek, iridescent hull shaped like a spiraled conch shell. It was the first time an unmanned Thalaxian craft had been encountered. "Initiate docking procedures," Captain Chen ordered her first officer, Lieutenant Jamal Reed. The crew worked efficiently, their training flawless as they aligned the Endeavour with the alien vessel. Once docked, Captain Chen led a small team aboard the craft. The interior of the ship was dimly lit by bioluminescent panels, casting eerie shadows along the walls. The air was thick with a sweet, musky scent, which Chen recognized as a common Thalaxian pheromone used in their bonding rituals. They moved cautiously through the narrow corridors until they reached the central chamber. There, lying in a crystalline pod, was a Thalaxian female. Her skin shimmered with a spectrum of colors, reacting to the presence of the humans. Her eyes fluttered open, revealing iridescent pupils that contracted upon seeing the intruders. "Hello," Captain Chen began, stepping forward slowly. "I'm Captain Sarah Chen of the United Earth Federation. You are aboard your ship, but it's been secured by us. Can you understand me?" The Thalaxian stared at her, a slight twitch visible in her delicate, pointed ears. After a moment she responded, her voice musical and lilting, yet laced with an edge of caution. "Yes, I understand you, human. My name is Liriana. Why have you boarded my ship?" "We found your ship drifting without power in Federation space. We're here to assist," Chen explained, maintaining a respectful distance. Liriana's gaze softened slightly. "My ship. There was an energy failure. I was in stasis waiting for rescue. I did not expect humans to find me." Chen nodded. "You're safe now. We'll help you repair your ship or take you to your home planet if that's what you wish." A complex expression crossed Liriana's face, part gratitude, part suspicion. "I am indebted to you, Captain Chen. According to Thalaxian law, I am now in a bind to you. I must serve you until I can repay this debt." The statement shocked Chen, raising ethical questions she wasn't prepared to handle. "There's no need for servitude. My crew and I helped because it's the right thing to do. You don't owe us anything." Liriana looked perplexed, her head tilting in a distinctly non-human gesture. "But it is our way. I must adhere to our customs." As they conversed, Chen couldn't help but notice the way Liriana's presence seemed to charge the air with an electric tension. The Thalaxian's pheromones were stronger now, almost palpable, and Chen felt an unexplained pull towards her, a feeling she fought to keep professional. "I understand your customs, but you're under no obligation to follow them while you're with us," Chen stated firmly, hoping to set a boundary she was unprepared to cross. Liriana considered her words, her eyes flickering with a complex mixture of emotions. "Then, Captain, how shall we proceed?" "We'll start by getting your ship powered up again," Chen replied, eager to shift the focus back to practical matters. "Let's get you home." As they worked side by side, the barrier of species and custom wove a complex tapestry of interaction between human and Thalaxian, each learning from the other, yet each aware of the underlying tensions that this unexpected encounter had sparked. Zara's pulse thrummed in her ears as she navigated the dimly lit corridors of the alien ship, her fingers grazing the cool metal walls. With each step, the reality of her situation seemed to deepen. The air was thick with a scent she couldn't place, a blend of ozone and something faintly sweet. She paused, noticing the shift in the ship's ambient noise, a subtle pulsating hum growing slightly louder, more insistent. It was as if the ship itself was alive, communicating in a language just beyond human comprehension. The corridor branched ahead, and Zara took the left fork, drawn inexplicably in that direction. Her decision was met with a series of soft clicks from the walls, almost approving. She hadn't walked far before the passage opened into a vast chamber, bathed in a soft blue glow that emanated from the ceiling. The light pulsed gently, casting shifting patterns across the floor. In the center of the room stood a structure that resembled an intricate sculpture, its form flowing and organic, intertwining metal and what looked like glass, but glowed with an inner light. Around it, strange symbols were inscribed on the floor, glowing faintly. Zara approached, her curiosity piqued. The air around the structure seemed to vibrate with energy, causing the hairs on her arms to stand on end. As she reached out tentatively, the structure reacted, the lights within it brightening as if in response to her presence. Suddenly, a voice echoed through the room, melodic and resonant, yet the source was unclear. "Welcome, Zara. You've reached the core." Startled, Zara withdrew her hand quickly. "Who are you?" she asked, scanning the room for any sign of life. "We are the custodians of Vial," the voice replied, now seeming to emanate from the glowing structure itself. "This ship is more than a vessel. It is an archive, a library of galaxies." Zara's mind raced with questions. "What do you want from me?" she inquired, her voice steadier than she felt. "You are here to witness, to learn. You were brought here not by chance, but by choice. Our choice." The revelation struck Zara with a mix of awe and fear. "Why me?" she asked. "Because you possess a rare ability to see beyond the confines of your own world. You can understand, adapt, and eventually perhaps help." Help? The word hung heavily in the air. Zara looked around, the weight of her task suddenly immense. "What exactly do you need from me?" "For now, observe. Interact with the core. Each interaction will reveal more." As if encouraged by the conversation, the structure pulsed more vigorously. Zara, driven by a mix of duty and curiosity, stepped closer once again, extending her hand towards the glowing surface. The moment her fingertips brushed against it, a rush of images flooded her mind. Stars being born, civilizations rising and falling, the very fabric of the cosmos weaving together in an endless dance. The visions lasted only moments, but they left Zara breathless, her heart pounding with the vastness of what she'd seen. "This is just the beginning," the voice said, as the visions faded and the light from the structure dimmed back to its soft pulse. "Learn and prepare." Prepare for what? Zara wondered, but she sensed that the answers would not come easily or all at once. For now, she was a student in an alien classroom, the cosmos her textbook. She took a deep breath, ready for the next lesson. The soft hum of the ship served as a constant backdrop as Zara spent the following days immersed in the alien technology. The core became her guide, revealing secrets of the universe that humans had only theorized about. With each interaction, she felt herself slipping deeper into the role of both student and intermediary between her kind and the unknown entities of the cosmos. Late one evening, as the artificial lights dimmed to mimic the night cycle of her home planet, Zara found herself standing before a new section of the core. This part shimmered with a silvery light, patterns swirling across its surface like liquid metal. As she touched it, the room filled with a chorus of voices, not just one as before, but many, each speaking in harmonious syncopation. "We are the voices of many, histories intertwined," they said. "Listen and behold the stories of 1,000 worlds." Visions cascaded before Zara's eyes, alien faces, myriad landscapes, cities that defied physics, and technologies that blurred the line between magic and science. Each vision was a story, a piece of a cultural tapestry so complex it was dizzying. As the flow of images and sensations ebbed, Zara found herself gasping for breath, her mind racing to process everything. It was overwhelming, this flood of extraterrestrial life and lore, but exhilarating too. She was seeing the universe through an unfiltered lens, each revelation a burst of color in the previously monochrome understanding of her universe. One particular vision lingered in her mind, a planet where the seas glowed with bioluminescence, and the beings there communicated through light. Their entire culture was built around the concept of illumination, literal and metaphorical. It was a society that valued clarity, enlightenment, and purity of thought. "Why show me this?" Zara asked, her voice a whisper among the echoes of the visions. "To understand diversity, to see the potential of what can be achieved when different voices, different lights come together," the chorus answered. The following day brought a new lesson. The core initiated a simulation, a sort of interactive scenario that placed Zara directly into the events she had witnessed. She found herself on the bioluminescent planet, her body responding to the light around her, her thoughts broadcast in radiant pulses. She interacted with the beings, learning their customs, their language of light. It was challenging, trying to think in such a pure, unguarded way. Every thought she had was visible. Nothing could be hidden. This transparency was disconcerting at first, but as she acclimated, it became liberating. Back in the real world, Zara reflected on the simulation. Such a mode of communication required incredible honesty, and it fostered a community without deceit. Could such a concept be adapted for human use? Would it ever work in a society so used to subtext and secrets? As she pondered these questions, the ship trembled slightly, a soft warning chime sounding through the corridor. The core's lights flickered, then stabilized, but the shift was enough to snap Zara out of her reverie. "Is something wrong?" she asked, a knot of worry forming in her stomach. "The ship is entering a region of cosmic instability," the voices explained, "an area where the fabric of space-time is thinner, more fragile. What does that mean for us, for the ship?" "It means we must navigate carefully, but it also provides an opportunity for you to witness one of the rarest phenomena in the universe." Before the voice could finish, the spectacle outside the ship was mesmerizing. Space twisted and undulated like a living tapestry, threads of cosmic energy weaving and unweaving at the whims of gravity. Zara watched, spellbound, as vibrant strands of nebulous matter collided and fused, birthing new stars in a silent display of celestial majesty. "This is a star nursery," the chorus of voices explained, their tones imbued with a reverence that resonated through the cabin. "Here, the raw materials of the cosmos coalesce under the force of gravity, kindling new suns, each a beacon of potential life." Zara's eyes were wide with awe as she absorbed the grandeur of creation playing out before her. The ship edged closer, careful not to disrupt the delicate balance of forces at play. She could feel the vibrations of the ship's shielding adjusting to the intense gravitational pull, a subtle reminder of the power held within this cosmic cradle. "Gravity here is strong, but our shields will protect us," the voices assured her, sensing her apprehension. She turned her attention back to the scene outside. Each new star flared into existence, a cycle of birth that was both chaotic and beautifully ordered. It was a process that normally took millions of years, condensed into moments by the peculiar conditions of this space. As the ship navigated through the star nursery, the core offered Zara another interaction, this time focusing on the physics governing the phenomena outside. Virtual interfaces appeared before her, diagrams and equations that detailed the gravitational forces, the nuclear fusion processes, and the life cycle of stars. It was like having the universe's own blueprint spread before her, each line and curve a rule that governed the existence of everything. Engrossed in the information, Zara barely noticed the shift in the ship's ambiance as it began to exit the nursery. The star's brilliant light receded, giving way to the more familiar pinpricks of distant suns scattered across the void of space. "We are now approaching a region where these forces interact in even more unusual ways," the voices intoned, hinting at wonders yet to come. As the ship moved on, the next anomaly came into view. It was a black hole, but unlike any depicted in human textbooks, this one was encircled by a radiant accretion disk, a swirling spectacle of matter being drawn into the unseen maw at its center. But there was something unique about this particular black hole, the way it seemed to pulse, rhythmically distorting the space around it like a heartbeat. "This black hole is in a binary system with a neutron star," the voices explained, their fascination clear even through their modulated tones. "Watch closely." Zara observed as the neutron star orbited the black hole, its path a perfect balance between gravitational pull and centrifugal force. Every so often the star would emit jets of radiation, a cosmic dance of push and pull that showcased the fundamental forces of the universe in raw action. Here, the core paused the view, allowing Zara to step into a simulation where she could manipulate the forces at play. With a thought, she increased the gravity slightly, and watched as the neutron star's orbit decayed, spiraling slowly toward the black hole. Reversing the change, she restored the balance, a godlike control at her fingertips that was both thrilling and terrifying. It underscored her responsibility, the need to understand these cosmic forces deeply and respectfully. As the simulation faded, the ship continued on its path, leaving the binary system behind. Zara stood in the dim light of the control room, her mind alive with ideas, theories, and questions. Each system they visited opened new doors of understanding, and she was keenly aware that this journey through the cosmos was reshaping her view of the universe and her place within it. But there was little time to reflect further, as the ship's sensors suddenly alerted them to an approaching anomaly, something new, something unexpected. The voices of the core sounded once again. The warning hung in the air, reverberating through the ship's corridors as Zara steeled herself for what was to come. The ship's engines hummed a deeper tone, an audible sign of the preparations for the approaching anomaly. Her heart raced with both excitement and a trace of fear. Each new cosmic phenomenon brought knowledge, but also significant risk. The ship slowed, sensors extending like the feelers of some deep-sea creature, probing the darkness ahead. Zara watched the readouts flicker with incoming data, numbers and graphs painting a picture of something truly unusual. The anomaly ahead appears to defy our current understanding of spatial properties, the core's voices announced, their usual calm slightly strained. On the main screen, an image flickered to life, showing a region of space where light seemed to warp around an invisible center, like water swirling down a drain. "This is not a black hole," one of the voices clarified, "but something else entirely." "An exotic matter not," another voice added, excitement palpable. "A rare phenomenon where space-time itself is twisted by extreme forces, possibly dark energy concentrated beyond usual phenomena." Zara approached the console, her fingers tracing the air as she interacted with the holographic displays that sprang up around her. Each touch gave her a deeper insight into the anomaly's structure. It was as if she were touching the very fabric of reality, each sensation a thread in the vast tapestry of the universe. As they drew closer, the anomaly's effects became more pronounced. The ship shook lightly, a tremor that went beyond the physical into the perceptual. Zara felt a dizzying sense of vertigo, as the normal laws of physics seemed to bend around them. The ship's instruments whirred and beeped frantically, trying to make sense of the contradictory information flooding their systems. "We must be cautious," one of the core's voices advised. "This knot of exotic matter could potentially unravel local space-time if disturbed. We are here to observe, not interact." Zara nodded, focusing her mind on the data rather than the unsettling feelings the anomaly evoked. Her training took over, a calm amidst the storm of sensory overload. She began to catalog the data, noting every fluctuation, every spike in energy readings, compiling a comprehensive profile of the anomaly. This could represent a new form of cosmic structure, she mused aloud, her voice a steady beacon in the chaos. Something that could rewrite our understanding of the universe's building blocks. As they orbited the knot, the ship's advanced imaging systems mapped it from every angle, capturing details that no human eye could see. Zara watched as the images were rendered in real time, the anomaly slowly revealing its secrets. It was beautiful in its complexity, a swirling maelstrom of energy and mystery. Then, without warning, the anomaly pulsed. It was a massive surge of energy that radiated out in all directions, enveloping the ship in a brilliant flash of light. For a moment, everything went white, and Zara felt as if she were floating, unmoored from time and space. When her vision cleared, she found herself looking at a very different scene. The anomaly had stabilized, but now there were visible strands of energy connecting it to distant points in space, like a spiderweb that spanned light years. It was a network, a cosmic bridge that linked disparate regions of the galaxy. "The knot has opened pathways," one of the core's voices said, awe mingled with a hint of apprehension. Paths that could lead anywhere in the galaxy, maybe beyond. Zara took a deep breath, considering the implications. This was discovery on a monumental scale, offering pathways to distant worlds, alien civilizations, perhaps even parallel universes. The possibilities were endless, exhilarating, and terrifying. As the ship's systems began to analyze the potential pathways, Zara felt a resolve. The ship stabilized its orbit around the newly discovered energy knot, its systems humming with readings that danced across the screens in front of Zara. The pathways laid out by the anomaly's energy strands seemed to beckon, each one a silent promise of untold stories and hidden worlds. Zara felt a profound sense of destiny as she prepared to navigate these cosmic routes. It was as if the universe itself had laid out a map before her, inviting her to discover its deepest secrets. As the core's analysis continued, it became clear that each pathway had its own unique signature, a combination of energy frequencies that could be matched to known sectors of the galaxy, and perhaps to others yet uncharted. "These are not just random formations," one of the core's voices explained. "They are precise, intentional. It's as if someone or something has sculpted the very fabric of space-time for a purpose." Zara's mind raced with the implications. The existence of such technology, or perhaps a natural phenomenon yet understood, suggested a universe far more complex and orchestrated than anyone had dared imagine. Her role, once merely that of a witness, now took on the gravity of an emissary, tasked with bridging human understanding with these cosmic phenomena. The decision of which path to explore first weighed heavily on her. Each one offered a different journey, a different potential revelation. After consulting with the core, Zara chose a pathway that pulsed with a particularly vibrant energy, one that seemed almost familiar in its rhythm. It resonated with her, a harmonic that felt like a call to come closer. With the ship's course set, they approached the pathway. The energy strands intensified, their light enveloping the ship in a warm glow. The transition from their current position in space to the pathway was smoother than expected, the ship passing through an invisible barrier that felt like the surface tension of water, a momentary resistance, then release. As they emerged on the other side, the view outside the ship shifted dramatically. Stars that were once distant were now close enough to detail their swirling atmospheres. Planets orbited in serene silence, and the darkness of space was alive with the dance of cosmic dust. "We have entered a sector that does not match any known records," the core reported, its voices tinged with excitement. "This is uncharted territory, a part of the universe untouched by any explorer before." Zara approached the viewport, her eyes wide with wonder. Below them, a planet teemed with visible life, its surface a kaleidoscope of moving colors and shapes. It was unlike anything she had seen before, clearly alive, clearly thriving, but so alien in its manifestations that it defied immediate understanding. "This is our first discovery," she whispered, more to herself than to the ship's AI. "We are the first." The potential for contact, for learning and sharing knowledge with whatever civilizations might live below, filled her with a profound sense of responsibility. She knew that the steps they took next could forge lasting bonds between species, or, if mismanaged, could lead to misunderstanding. The ship began a standard orbit, its sensors deployed to gather as much data as possible before any contact was attempted. Zara watched the readings come in, each one revealing more about the vibrant planet below. It was a living library of biodiversity, possibly holding answers to some of the oldest questions about life and existence. "Prepare a probe," she instructed the core. "We need samples, readings, anything that can tell us more about the environment down there. We need to understand who we are dealing with before we make our presence known." As the probe prepared for launch, Zara thought about the long journey that had brought her here, from her abduction to her awakening as a key player in a cosmic symphony. She was no longer just a human. She was a voyager on the frontiers of the unknown, a bridge between the stars. The weight of this realization made her heart swell with both